Oh my god.
OMGLeeroyCO. For those of you wondering, hey, Ben, you look a little flat today. And that's because I'm not wearing my signature mask today. I also have my face shell on, which is something I don't normally have in these videos because, well, we're talking about this mask. Now, this mask and goggle set was bought by OMGLeeroyCO on Etsy. Before the video even starts, highly recommend, go check him out. His main thing that he makes are the web slinger masks and the Miguel O'Hara arm blades, but you can ask for custom orders from him, which is how I got this mask and also these goggles. Now, this is not sponsored, this is just me talking about a shop that I think deserves a shout out because they made something really cool for me. And just to show that I'm not sponsored, Leroy has no say in what I say in this video, I'm going to be brutally honest about these Spider-Noir goggles because you can tell I'm not wearing them. And that's because if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I don't wear them. Now, let's start with some pros because these have some really good design choices in them. For one, the elastic straps that Leroy used to actually attach these goggles and connect them to your head, so to speak, because I can't figure out the words for that right now, are very good, very strong elastic. Like, these feel straight off of some high-end expensive ski equipment. These are really good. I also really like that the eye mesh is double layered. So it's black on the inside and white on the outside, which makes it a little easier to see it. And finally, here's something that my tried and true web goggles do not have, and that is a buckle. This is nice. This is really nice for just putting them on. Now, there are some other notes that I have about these goggles, mainly just they are visibly handmade. That's not a bad thing. Spider-Man makes shit at home all the goddamn time. However, if you're looking for that movie-ready look, so to speak, then these would not be for you. These are great for beginner cosplayers, stuff like that, like me. However, like I said, these aren't without their place. They're really well made. You can tell they were made with a lot of love and care. And if my only choices were these Spider-Noir goggles and these generic steampunk goggles that you can get off Amazon, my choice is always going to be the Leroy goggles because they look like Spider-Man. In a lot of different regards, they look like Spider-Man, and that's a good thing. Now, the real star of the show that I paid for, the mask. Now, if you're watching my channel, there is no shot in hell that you don't know who the amazing PSM is. You may have seen his video about the Patchwork Spider-Man mask. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. He talks about the character of Peter Parker really well and explains why a character like Spider-Man would have a patchwork mask and not something that seems really professional and complex. And Spider-Man wouldn't necessarily have a suit as complex as, say, the Chasm 1 suit. So I had Leroy put together this mask using a bunch of different kinds of fabrics all arranged in a patchwork, which he then cut a pattern out of and sewed the mask. And I absolutely love this thing. It is comfortable to wear, it fits my face just fine. The only thing I had to do was cut the eye holes a little bit bigger to fit on any face shells I might use it with in the future. Leroy was extremely communicative throughout this entire process of making this mask. He sent me pictures of the patchwork when it was done as the, I guess, quilt, we'll call it. And then he also sent me pictures as he was working on the mask itself. And I really cannot talk enough about how much I like this mask. This is a really good mask. And one of my favorite details about it being patchwork is on the outside of the mask. I'm not sure how well it shows up on camera, especially if I bring it closer because I don't have a key light behind the camera. My key light's right here. But there's no printed webbing on this. There's no raised webbing. All the texture comes from the seams on the fabric itself. However, if I wanted some webs, there's an easy thing I can do. I can turn the mask inside out because the patchwork itself kind of looks a little bit like webs. And it makes an even more kind of grunge look for the Spider-Noir. And I do sometimes just wear this inside out because I think it looks really cool to do so. So if you're a Spider-Man cosplayer, you want a somewhat basic mask, you're not looking for anything movie accurate like a Tobey Maguire mask because those can cost just hundreds of dollars custom made. But if you're looking for a good, affordable Spider-Man mask, go check out OMGLeeroyCO. Tell him Ben Parker sent you. And just for fun, if I get any of them done before this video goes up, we'll do some glamour shots like right here of this mask. And this isn't the only mask I own and have bought. I also got myself a black suit mask. This was my first Spider-Man mask, and this is the one I usually wear when I'm wearing my face shell. And comparing these two, the quality is pretty similar. Considering I paid $30 for this, considering I paid about $30 for this and about $60, $70 for this, I'd say the Leroy option is worth considering a lot more, especially if you are a beginner cosplay, and especially if you are a Miguel O'Hara cosplayer looking for arm blades, or if you want to do a web slinger cosplay and have the cowboy bandana mask. I'm now realizing I've gone through this entire video without my gloves on. I'm not re-recording this whole thing with my gloves. You get gloveless Ben today. But yeah, I really don't have any negative things to say about the mask, and I have a lot of positive things to say about LeeroyCO. Another thing I appreciate is that I have found a lot of Etsy sellers lie about their location on Etsy. They will ship from overseas, but their listings on Etsy will state that they ship from the US. Leroy is actually based in the US. He's from California, and we all know how brutal California rent is, so go throw him a few bucks on Etsy, buy something from him. They're really cool. He also makes web shooters. I forgot about that. He makes web shooters too. They're pretty good looking web shooters. I would have gotten some for Ben Riley. They just wouldn't have arrived in time from when I ordered them, so I haven't gotten them yet. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of this uncomfortable face shell. My name's Ben Parker. Stay aware. I'll see you next time.
And if Ben Riley was on camera, you'd get sleeveless Ben Riley.
Sleeveless Ben. We got two Bens. Call us a rich person.